Lions TV, the morning after, the night before, the news was ringing around SE16 yesterday and the dust is beginning to settle. Of course, I'm talking about the news that Neil Harris will be stepping down from his job as head coach of the football club after Saturday's game against Middlesbrough. I went live yesterday as soon as it happened, and that was more just to get the news out and get people's feel for it and their feedback and have discussions. It wasn't really how I felt, and as I said, now the dust has settled, I want to talk a little bit about the gaffer, because I'll be honest, I'm absolutely fucking gutted that he is leaving. He was leaving at the end of this season anyway, I hear. His contract was up at the end of the season, and I don't think he was going to go beyond that. He came back to the club on a promise to John Berylson, our great chairman, that if the club ever needed his services and we needed his help, he'd always come back, and he kept that promise. He was true to his word because he's a good man. And now the job has been done. He has decided to walk away at a very, very crucial time during the season. I would love to have seen him stay to the end of the season and beyond. That's just me. I'm a Neil Harris fan. You know that. And I just think, looking yesterday now at his record and his stats, he may be not the most orthodox manager, maybe not the most new age manager, but he definitely knows how to get results for our football club and get the best out of things. And it's a real shame, in my opinion, that Harris will be leaving the club after Saturday's game against Middlesbrough. So we're playing tonight against Sheffield United, and then we're playing on Saturday away at Middlesbrough. Usually a manager will leave a club there and then. He'll either get sacked or he'll walk. The club did say in a statement I'll put on the screen now that it was a mutual decision, but I strongly believe, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, that it was much more Neil Harris's choice to leave. I don't think James Berylson wanted him out of the club, but for whatever reasons, which we'll get into in a minute, Neil Harris has decided to walk away. So, very strange situation now. He's got 2 games left. Will he go hell for leather? And will he just say, right, but that's what you wanted, so have it? No, I don't think he will. I think he'll remain professional. I think he'll continue to do the things that he's done over the last, 9-ish months, something like that, maybe not even that long, and got the results he got. If you look at those stats yesterday there from that tweet, phenomenal numbers. Let's not forget, we was near the relegation zone when he came in. He took us top of the form table towards the back end of last season. I think it was something like 7 wins in 12 games, and that now, coupled in with the run we've just been on, leaves us sitting third in the form table, only behind Middlesbrough and Leeds in the division. So for me, as someone said yesterday on the stream, it's definitely better the devil you know. And for those saying, oh shit, I want Harris out, I think now personally a lot of those people will go the other way, because he's perfect for us. You know, there's talk already of who's coming in. Mark Bloomfield, the Wycombe manager, is clear favourite with the bookies at the minute. You've got Mark Robins also in the frame. There is whispers of Steve Cooper as well. I'm not sure that one has got much weight behind it, and God forbid, I've seen Gary Rowett's name getting touted about. Please, if that happens, then I definitely, that could be the end of Lions TV if Gary Rowett comes back to the club. I can't suffer that prick again. So look, it's a very difficult situation. As I said, he's manager for the next 2 games. Why have we done that? And again, I'm just reading between the lines. For me, it would suggest that, a manager usually, okay mate, off you go, and the search starts for a new manager, or you bring someone in who's unattached straight away. I think on this basis, I think we're after a manager who is already managing at another club. And there will be, there won't be one, there'll be one favourite in mind they'd want, but they'll definitely shortlist it to 2 or 3. So I think personally, we're potentially after a manager from another club, and that's why Neil Harris has agreed to do it for the next 2 games. As I said, it's a very, very strange situation, and it'll be interesting to see the reception he gets tonight. I think personally that even those that didn't really want him will go the other way now tonight, and they'll give him a send-off he deserves. It definitely gives us an edge, in my opinion. Harris has got nothing to lose now. The players will probably want to give him a send-off, because I know he's very popular amongst the squad. So it definitely gives us the edge now tonight going into the Sheffield United game, and I expect him to do a lap of honour at full time, and I very much hope that he gets nothing but love from our fans. He's been, as I said before a million times, he's roaring the Rovers shit with him at our football club, what he's done as a player and as a manager twice. I'm absolutely, personally serious, I'm gutted. I'm fucking gutted he's leaving. As I said just a minute ago, better the devil you know. When Rowett went, I wanted Joe Edwards. I think Nathan Jones was getting tatted around at that point as well. That went well. Him at fucking Charlton there, absolutely struggling. And Michael Beale, who I didn't want. We got Joe Edwards. He didn't do the business. And I just feel that with the squad we got, although our squad's improved over the last season, quality-wise, strength in depth, and the age of our squad dropping with some exciting young Mill players, I still feel, as much as I like Mark Robins, I think it would be difficult for him to come in and implement his style of play in a team that predominantly, as we know, we do struggle a bit to play out the back and be possession-based, where a kickballer can bite with Mill Football Club. No matter how football changes, our style and our ethos never does, and we like to stick it on teams. So that's going to be other videos for other days. But as I said, Mark Bloomfield, the Wycombe manager, is currently clear favourite. What do I think tipped Harris over the edge? I definitely feel, I personally wasn't bothered about the Fico comments. I like that from him. He's done it before. It's nothing new. As I said, Steve Morrison used to do it and have a bit back with fans. I don't think it's an ego. I think he's sticking up for himself. But I think what potentially could have done it was the Oxford game, okay? We went to Oxford. I streamed from in here. It was one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. We just didn't get going that day. And we should have beaten. We was 1-0 up. We sort of got forced back without being able to create much in the whole game. And eventually, they're scrapping this, and they're almost Millwall sometimes, and their fight sort of drove us back, and they got a very, very good late equaliser. Yes, we probably could have pressed the ball a little bit better, but it's a great shot. He didn't have a lot to aim at, and it's flown in the top corner. I wasn't there that day, of course. Kenny was there. Pete was there. Pete did the full-time reaction. That's out if you want to watch it on the channel. Pete said in his reaction, instant reaction, that Neil Harris came to the fans to clap, and they booed him, and he walked away, and he was shaking his head. Now, that point led us to what I think then happened at Coventry. But, I mean, look, teams lose football matches. We haven't even lost that one, by the way. We've drawn it. And they don't always perform, but I think we've got to look at the bigger picture. I did get the fans' frustrations at Oxford, because I think now Harris has took us to a point where it's a little bit catch-22. Okay, well, we are going somewhere now. He has saved us last season. A lot of people said, okay, saved us last season. Completely different job this season. Neil Harris said it himself. But he's now gone on and pushed us on again. And then I think now as fans, we're expectant. We're looking at that top six. Harris has said himself that he was aiming for that top six after the Sunderland game. So even at that point, I don't think it was so much in his mindset. I don't know, but it's definitely something at Oxford for me has turned it. And then last week, the players just didn't look at it. They look lacklustre, as Pete likes to say. They look like they had no go in them. They don't look like a team that have been unbeaten in 9. And I don't think the international break helped. I did say that. But Neil Harris, for whatever reasons, look, I know sometimes we're shit. I know sometimes we're not exciting. And Kenny said something that was true. We did slip back into, over the last 3 or 4 games, almost Gary Rowett-esque performances. But it can happen, and we might have needed that regroup and that re-push in the January transfer window. Yes, we was missing Tanganga and Cooper, but it wasn't the issues at the back for me. We still not lost the game by more than 1 goal all season. We've still been pretty solid at the back as a whole. We don't concede many goals. It was the creativity and the ideas going forward, and maybe the personnel he was using to do that all the time, and it needed a freshen up. Eventually the freshen up did come, didn't it? With Langstaff coming in. A lot of people didn't want Bradshaw. Coburn, he's been unlucky with injuries, and that will play a part as well in Neil Harris' team selection. The Coventry comments have definitely not helped the gaffer's cause. As I said, I personally didn't care that he said that. I thought it was quite funny. It gives me something to talk about, let's be honest, and gives me a few views as well. But I think that now he said that, people were already on his bollocks. If the second we lose a game, if he hadn't have, said what he said yesterday and come out and made the statement he's leaving, the second anything goes wrong, the slightest, now I think people will jump and allude straight to that. Well, he called us Ficos, fuck him. So once you go for the fans, especially at our football club, as Neil Harris will know, it's very difficult to recover from that, even being the legend that he is. And maybe he just thought, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm frustrated, and maybe it's best I walk away now. He always walks away at the best time, which he thinks for the football club. He got it right last time. Even though I didn't want him to lead the first time round, he left, and Rowett did keep the work where he left it, and sort of we didn't fizzle out, did we? Like we did the last time, and peter out like we did last time under Joe Edwards. He kept that sustainability. He kept us where he was, in my opinion, and as boring as Rowett was to watch, in my opinion, he did definitely, continue that level that Neil Harris had got us to. This time round, I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting to see who comes in. I did speak to someone yesterday, and they said, Mark Bloomfield, Wycombe manager, Joe Edwards 2.0. I don't believe that's the case. Yes, he's young. He's younger than me. That makes me feel very fucking old. 40 years old, but he has managed, and he played a lot of games for Wycombe. He played a lot of games of professional football. Joe Edwards, of course, didn't. But on top of that, he has managed now at 2 different clubs, and he's got a good record. So we wait and see. But for now, as we know, the news, Neil Harris will leave his position as Millwall head coach after Saturday's game away at Middlesbrough, which means he'll be managing the team tonight at the Den against Sheffield United. And then he'll manage one last time at the Riverside on Saturday, and then he will walk away from Millwall Football Club. I would love to see him get a role, move upstairs, but I don't think that's going to happen in the here and now. But as I said yesterday in my live stream, I don't feel the Neil Harris chapter will ever close on this football club. He's been a phenomenal figure. You've only got to look at some of the memorabilia behind me. Give me some of the greatest memories of my life as a player and a manager, and for that personally, I'd love to thank him. So absolutely gutted, Gaffer. You'll probably go and get 6 points out the next 2 games. It will be written in the script, I'm sure. Wish you all the best. But Neil Harris is leaving Millwall Football Club, and the search for a new manager begins. I'll see you tonight at the Den. If you're going, please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.